Hi, my name is Dan, and this is Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is the November 2019 predictive tarotoscope for the sign of Capricorn. So, for those of you with your sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Capricorn, please watch this video to just sort of see what might be coming around for you guys in the month of November of 2019. For those of you that, if this turns into a love reading and your Venus is heavily placed in Capricorn, then you would want to watch this video also. And if you're just, wanting to cross-watch or cross-stock because you love a Capricorn very deeply, family member, friend, whatever, they might be going through it and you want to know what they might be experiencing this month, you can certainly have a little peekaboo. This is a general reading for all the Capricorns that may tune in, so some of this may apply, some not, but this is here and available to you. I'm going to start to shuffle the cards. Again, thank you for watching and supporting the channel. Other ways you can support the channel is by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell. If you hit subscribe and the bell, it will notify you every time I'm on. I do a daily forecast and I do live charm readings on Wednesdays and Friday nights. So those things are available to you also. I do unboxing videos and all kinds of things on the channel. So please show me some support and some love by giving me a like, a share, a subscribe. Let your friends know about me. If I say anything profound or things that make sense or that resonate with you, please leave me a comment and let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. Any support. Building a YouTube channel is not easy, my friends. And you Capricorns know all about, you are like the builders of the universe as far as I'm concerned. Y'all know how to get shit done. So get out there and get her done, as they say. You can also follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333. I'm very new to Instagram. So I'm learning how to use Instagram in conjunction with all of this to sort of help promote my business. But, and then there's also private readings. You can book with me, private reading by messaging my Facebook business page, following me there, any questions you may have. All that information will be in the description of the video. And if you want further, in-depth, specific information to you versus these broad forecast readings for the month. Okay, let's see what's up for my Capricorns this month. Now, this first card is sort of what I call the default setting card. It tells me sort of where you guys are going to be at most of the month, going in and out of this vibe or feeling for the majority of November, right? So it's kind of like the theme of November, where you're going to be resonating at mostly. Not all of the time, but mostly. So this is the Devil's Play card. Interesting. Scorpio had this show up in their outside influences. So you might find yourself hanging out with a couple of Scorpios. If you do, be careful. Because this card was a warning to Scorpio. This to me feels like you guys are actually cutting loose in the month of November. Just really enjoying your time. It might be... This is like the Devil card in traditional tarot. I don't ever see this as a bad card. I see this as a card where we have the possibility of overindulging. I don't necessarily see Capricorns as being overindulgers. Yeah, you guys can maybe do that from time to time, but I think that you guys are pretty grounded and have your head in, your feet on the ground, even if your head gets into the clouds a little bit, right? But with this Devil's Play card, I think I see this as the month of November might be a very kind of exploratory month, I would say, experimental month. You might be experimenting with new friendships, new relationships, new places to go socially. There could be a lot of, I'm just going to put it out there. This card is very sexual in nature, and it also it teaches a lot of lessons. So there could be a lot of sex for the Capricorns. I'm just going to lay it out there as it should be. Y'all might find somebody new or significant that you're really into that could be a little bit, if we're not careful, could divert our good Capricorn attention away from the things that need to be addressed, or away from the things that need to sort of also have attention. That's kind of the devil aspect of this card, is that be mindful in the month of November of where you're putting your attention, because you could be putting it all in a place that might feel really good in the moment, but that feeling is very momentary, right? So in the end of the month, and we'll see as the cards go with what you end out with the end of the month, you could, maybe be giving your attention to the things that bring immediate gratification and not long-term gratification. But I don't get a super bad feeling from this card, in the sense I don't feel like it's a warning. I feel like finally Capricorn's gonna put on their dance shoes and get on the dance floor, to me, this card feels a little bit like if you've been feeling beleaguered or, working your ass off, now it's time to go out there and be appreciated and have a good time, shine a little bit. In moderation. That's always key with the Devil's Play card, in moderation, guys. But, if you need to go get laid, go get laid. Like, I'm all for it. You Capricorns are earthy, wonderful lovers. Go have a good time. Just don't make that good time your focus for the entire month, okay? Now, this next card is your outside, this is the foundation card. So this card tells me a bit about sort of where you've been leading up to this point and why things are the way that they are. It's the foundation that everything is built upon. Interesting. So this is the Seven of Cups, which is the fear card. It feels to me like we have been worried about things that aren't necessarily actually coming to fruition. Does that make sense? It feels to me like there's been worries. I like when I look at this card, the first thing that flashes in my mind is like maybe some of my Capricorns have been afraid of losing their job or losing their relationship, losing sort of material things, fearful of bad things happening to them or worrisome, right? Leading up into the month of November. Have you been worried that things are going to be taken from you or the rug slid out from under you? To me, it has this vibe. Now, this doesn't mean that you've been in fear for the last few months, but you might have been, like in the last week or two, have you been worrying about something specific that hasn't actually come to pass, but you've been giving it that worry? And the only reason why I say this, and I say this to like find that worry or that fear, whatever it is that might be lingering in the back of your mind, and get in contact with it. Face it head on and ask it what the fuck it's doing here, because I don't want you trying to cut loose with this Devil's Play card all month, trying to get away from this fear and end up shooting yourself in the foot. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to be, I know it sounds a little blunt, and I usually keep my messages as positive but based in reality as possible. But to me, I feel like these two things are connected. This fear or this worry or this constantly being under this kind of emotional stress or whatever is going to cause you to sort of want to cut loose, want to break out like a six-pack and get your dick sucked. Excuse my language. But do you know what I mean? Or whatever it is that you need to do to sort of escape this feeling that you've been kind of maybe avoiding or not dealing with. Now, the next card is your spirit or soul card, right after I said dick sucked. Isn't that nice? This is the card that's going to tell me what your spirit or soul is working on, where it's at, and like what it's trying to achieve during the month of November. This is a beautiful card. This is the Empress, okay? She is in control. She is at peace. She is centered. She is the center of her universe. She sees problems coming before they arise. She's able to rule with a loving hand. She's all about fertility and the idea of rebirth, new ideas, that sort of thing. I love that this is in your spirit space, because this says to me that deep inside of you, your spirit is rock solid, right? Your spirit is like this Empress energy. Your spirit, somewhere, I'm going to say this for my Caps, somewhere something has happened or some sort of little symbols or signs have been telling you that you could potentially have some problems. And in an effort to deal with that, because that sort of feels, I don't know, outside of your control, or maybe something that you can't avoid, you're gonna want to cut loose in the month of November. You're gonna want to sort of just say, oh, fuck it, I don't want to deal with it and pay attention to it. But your spirit or your soul is saying, or what I feel like this card is saying to me right now is, no, dear, hold tight, get in the center, get grounded, know that you're protected, know that you're safe. We can deal with this. And whatever emotionally that we're worrying about that we think is bigger than it really is, or we've been worrying about, is really something that we can handle. Let me show you. That's what I'm hearing from this card, this Empress. She's like, let me take your hand and guide you through this. This is your spirit saying that to you. Don't worry, right? You can have fun, you can enjoy yourself in the month of November, but be careful as to why or how or what your intentions are with that fun, okay? Is it to escape, or is it to actually enjoy because a job has been well done, right? And you guys do always do a good job. My earth signs, you are, in my opinion, some of the best workers and doers of the zodiac, right? Of getting things accomplished and done. And it feels to me like somewhere this fear card feels like there's something outside of you in your environment. Either it's a person or a boss or a job loss or something that is making you fearful that you don't have that control. And that's something that you don't like, because you do best, you thrive in a position where when you're in your world, you can be sort of central to the experience and the creator of the experience and in control of all of it. That's this Emperor's card. So this to me feels like a reminder of like who you are and what you're about and what you can be. You need to stay focused on that and channel that energy, because that energy is coming from your spirit, and really your spirit wants you to be in connection with that energy during this time, so that you don't go off the rails a little bit too much and partake a little too much with this Devil's Play card. The next two cards here are the outside influences. These cards show me a little bit about sort of what's going on and influencing you in the month of November that you need to be made aware of. Sometimes they can be people or events, sometimes things more vague like energies or belief systems that aren't really of us, but they are affecting us. So the first card is the Four of Crystals, which is logic. And I love this because this is all about the element of air and intellect. And I do see Capricorns as thinkers, you know, like you guys tend to think things through, get things done, take the logical approach, a more grounded approach. I see that about like all of the earth signs in a way. But really, especially with Capricorns, you guys can be pretty analytical, I believe. And so to me, this feels like almost being overly analytical, trying to compartmentalize things a little bit too much, trying to keep everything at bay, anything that we don't feel like we can control, like i.e. this fear that's been haunting us leading up to now, or these worries that have been bothering us. We're trying to be logical with them, and we're trying to sort of stabilize them and put like our boundaries out with them. And what I feel like that's doing is it's penning us into this sort of worry even more. It feels like you're creating a space where there's not enough room. So to me, this feels like other situations where logic could be put at play, or where it requires us to be super logical. But the fear of that, or the worry that these situations, relationships, whatever they may be for each individual Capricorn that's watching this, are going to create this sort of, you know, maybe sort of bring on more of that worry that we're trying to avoid. So we want to be aware of where are we penning ourselves in? Where are we feeling stuck? Where are we not feeling like we're in control or in charge like the Empress? Where are we feeling like logically, if we handle this situation the way we're supposed to, quote unquote, is it keeping us penned in and making us feel locked into it or tied to it, tethered to it? Those are the phrases that are coming into my mind as I'm looking at these cards. So be aware of that, because this is the opportunity. These opportunities, although these situations that might happen in the month of November might feel uncomfortable and painful, but they're actually showing you what you need to see to release this stuff to get to this Empress energy. Okay? They're actually showing you where you feel like you're in a place of lack or have to think logically and can't have the freedom to shake it up a little bit. That's where I feel like some of this Devil's Play might be a good thing for you. Cutting up a little bit and having a little fun and getting loose and getting away from the fear and the worry and the logic might be actually a good thing. Just don't go so far off the deep end that you lose sight of this Empress energy, where she's centered, she's calm, she's growing, she's, you know, at peace and in control of everything, which is where you guys like naturally want to be. It's just part of your sign. The other card that you have is the Universe. Now I'm going to say this, there's 6 cards in this spread, and 3 of which that are out. Right now there's only 5 up, 3 of which are major arcana. So I'm going to say you guys are going to have a significant month. Not all of the signs came up with this many major arcana. I think only maybe 2 other signs out of 12. So that is 1/4 of the signs, but it is a significant time period for you guys. With this Empress energy here, we have the Universe here, and we have Devil's Play here. It feels as though you guys have an opportunity to transform some stuff that that will be impactful in the long term, probably rolling into 2020. Now, the Universe represents, as an outside influence, exactly that is what I'm feeling and hearing. It is the Universe. The Universe is here to meet you and give you whatever it is you want. And if you funnel the giantness and the options of the Universe through this logic or this fear-based thinking, you're not going to get a whole lot, is what I'm hearing. You may not be able to make a decision out of fear. You might feel stuck. with too many options, too many choices. But if you open up and you utilize this Empress energy and maybe have a little bit of fun at times with the Devil's play and loosen up a little bit, take things a little bit more lightly and not be in fear or worry, I think that you are going to be able to open yourself up to the opportunities that the universe has to offer and allow them through, and in such a way that you can sort of own them and really own them from a place of authority and authenticity like the Empress would represent, okay? But if you take the vastness of the universe, or what we create and our abilities to create, and we fear it, we create fearful, logic-based, creations that sort of pen us into future situations that bring us more worry and fear. Does that make sense? And then we find ourselves wanting to escape yet again through Devil's play, because what we've created isn't necessarily what we want per se. We've sort of accepted it because it felt like the logical or right thing to do. I don't know if any of you Capricorns can relate to that, or if that makes sense. I would certainly appreciate, if it does, leaving me a comment, even if you don't know me. Hell, leave me your number. With this Devil's play card, we could get down and have some fun. And I can, make sure you don't get too out of control. The end of the... I can't believe I just picked up on all my viewers. Anyways, the end of the month for you guys. This is the potential outcomes card. This is always comes with this caveat. We have free will, guys. We can make choices and changes to affect outcomes. So this is the outcome as it stands right now with the cards as they are, right? But if we choose to make choices and changes now using this card as a warning, if it's a negative card, something we don't want to have happen, we can make choices and changes leading into the month and throughout the month to affect this outcome so this card does not come to pass. But if it is a beautiful card, or a card we do want to have happen, the beautiful thing is we don't have to do much other than allow ourselves to continue on the route that we've been going, and we will deal with this stuff, we will work our way through it, and we will get to this desired outcome by month's end. Now, this card is, and I am going to say this, significant month, another major arcana, 4 out of 6. This is actually the highest amount of major arcana cards that we have in anybody's reading thus far. And I only have 2 more to go, Aquarius and Pisces. So you guys are going to have a very significant month. The outcome being strength. This is about trusting oneself. It's about transformation. It's about creation. It's about going out on your own, striking out on your own, being, how do I want to put this? Like, being firm in what you know you need and standing for it and not accepting anything less than it. It's also about working, having that spiritual strength and connection with yourself by month's end so that you can move forward. Some of you might have new ideas or things that you want to do that you were afraid to attempt. This is the time after this month, after the month of November, probably in December or early 2020, is going to be the time where you take those things that you wanted to create for yourself and you start to begin to create them from this place of strength. Okay? The universe is here to meet you and give you what you want. I can't make that any clearer, but you need to be operating from this place of the Empress, from this place of fertility, birth, new ideas, love, compassion, versus this place of, there's power in the Devil's play, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit more immediate and not long-term serving, and we want long-term serving. Strength has that for us, okay? We will find that strength if we start to look at areas where we funnel our creations or our ideas, our concepts, where we see ourselves in our life through this place of fear or judgment or through logic. Does our logic limit us, is the question here. Ask yourself that this month. Is there some sort of thought pattern that you have that says, oh no, I can't do that because that wouldn't be wise because of this? Because I think that that's what's going on here. And you guys are limiting yourself, and the universe is knocking. It wants to come in. It wants to shift you and move you. And I think that you're a little bit fearful of that. You're fearful of losing what you have, but what you have isn't necessarily what you want either. And I'm going to leave you with that, I think, right? Because what your soul is working on is something so much more. And this strength card says to me, too, that there's something that's more your own, specifically to you, that you want to create, be it in a career or in a relationship or whatever it is. There's something in you that you know that there's more out there for you. And so you have the idea, you just need to step forward in confidence and create it and let the universe bring it to you. All right, my Capricorns, I love you all. I hope you guys have a great transformative month of November. It looks to me like you will. Like I said, just have fun, but don't have too much fun that you lose sight of the long-term goal here, because we are entering 2020. It's a new decade. It's 2020 is an angel number. It's a big year. I think that there's going to be a big decade coming ahead, and we've got a lot of stuff that's going to be very transformative, and you guys are actually starting the transformation a little bit early, judging by these cards. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of any of it or all of it, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Have a great day. Bye-bye.